Now we're rolling. Damage Plan MMA podcast. I'm Jason. As always, my co-host, the voice of MMA in Utah, Mr. Zack Partridge. What up, sir?
What up, dog?
Little change of scenery for me today. I am in Denver, Colorado.
Make your bed, you filthy animal.
Dude, oh yeah, that is my bed. I'm right there.
That's funny.
So I drove down yesterday with Mr. Joel Haro so he could get some rounds in over at the Bang Muay Thai headquarters. It's pretty awesome, man. Pretty awesome experience getting there and watch those guys get some rounds in with Bobby King and Dwayne Ludwig. Yeah, it's awesome. Awesome gym.
How does El Chapo look?
He looks really good.
Yeah.
He looks really good. Yeah. Yeah. And Bobby's fighting in 2 weeks. Joel's fighting in 3 weeks. Bobby's fighting in 2 weeks. And I obviously won't talk about how things went with their training, but he looks really good.
Yeah, I'm excited. This is a big step up for Joel, fighting somebody with 7 pro fights versus his 2 experience gap. Like,
yeah,
I'm excited to see. I think we're gonna see real quick where Joel is.
I will say Dwayne gave him a lot of really good feedback. I was listening to him while he was coaching Bobby and him, and it was good to hear that high level of a coach in the mix coaching his fighters. It just, I mean, you're in it. It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah, it's good.
But he knows he's got a big test. Like you said, he's got a guy that's had 7 pro fights and the kid's no slouch.
Right.
So him and Bobby are going to run stairs somewhere. And obviously I can't run anywhere. So I'm chilling at the hotel doing this little breakdown.
Cool.
Mason, what up, dog? Okay, wait, funny story.
Mason, true homie, true friend.
True homie. I like Mason. Hey, so funny story. We check into the hotel last night, right? And they have a hot tub here, but you have to make a reservation for the hot tub, right? Okay. So we go up to the counter and before we go to eat, and Joel tells the lady, "Hey, we need to make a reservation for the hot tub." And the lady's like, "How many people?" And Joel's like, "It's just me and him." And the lady just kind of looks at us, and I'm like, there may be a couple more other people. A little awkward. 2 guys making a reservation for a hot tub.
It's okay. No judgment.
Sam, first time listening. Hell yeah. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Salman.
Yeah. Zack, your comments aren't showing. Yeah, Zack's you comment on my page or on the YouTube, Rod. If you comment on YouTube or my Facebook, we can put them up. I have the computer up. Zack doesn't have this screen up on his side. Dude, UFC 2.
Hold on. Okay, I have my comments up now on my phone. Rod said 100 push-ups that Sterling takes that belt home. 100 more that Zombie wins as well. Rod, if you want to make those bets,
show it. Can you show it, or you just have it up on your Facebook?
I don't believe I can show it.
Rod, go comment that on my Facebook.
I can't.
I'm on that. I'm on that. I'll take your money. I'll take your push-ups. I will take those push-ups.
Jackson, what's up? Mark Gonzalez, what's up?
Jackson sent me a very funny meme that he wants me to post on one of your posts, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Don't do it. Don't listen to Jackson. Don't listen to Jackson ever.
It's in my story. It's in my Instagram story. You'll know what I'm talking about.
Gosh.
What's up, Panda?
Don't trust anybody that doesn't like Hasbulla.
Bro, Rod wants to bet 100 push-ups that Sterling wins and Zombie wins as well.
Do I want to take each? So 200 push-ups.
200 push-ups? I am taking the Sterling one because Yohn is going to beat Sterling. And I'm not betting against Volk. So I'll take you up on both of those, Rod. And if you win, I will do the push-ups on Monday when we do our recap. How about that? Oh, now he likes Hasbulla. He likes Hasbulla now.
Stop it.
Dude, we brought him over.
He's been converted.
So UFC 273 tomorrow night. Unfortunately, I'm going to be driving back from Denver, so we're going to have to watch on our phones in the car. But
ew.
It's all right. I'll make Joel drive or Bobby. One of those guys can drive.
Good luck. You're not making anybody. You're the chauffeur.
I was gonna say I'm gonna get my ass kicked.
Yeah, you're the chauffeur. You don't get it. You don't call the shots, dog. Everybody knows what. Everybody knows.
Everybody knows my role.
You're Joel's bus boy.
I'm the bus boy. I did drive all the way here. I'm like, hey man, he's got a fight in 3 weeks. Kid's been busting his butt. I figure I help him out as much as I can. All right. Should we break down this card, man?
Yeah.
Let's get it. UFC 273, first fight of the night is in the, it's a catchweight, 136. We got Julio Arce and Daniel Santos. Arce is 17-5, stands 5'7" with a 70-inch reach. Santos 10-1. He stands 5'7". I do not have his reach listed. Santos making his UFC debut. How do you see this one playing out, Zach?
I think Julio Arce has a little bit too much for him. I think this is a tall task for somebody making their UFC debut. I actually really like Julio Arce in this fight. He gets finished sometimes, but he gets a lot of finishes too. So I think the way that I see it, I actually think Julio Arce inside the distance is what's going to happen.
I was listening to our boy Garrett do his breakdown, and he said he thinks that the Fight Analysis podcast. I was listening to his breakdown of this fight, and he said this could be one of those fights that's gonna set the tone for the rest of the card. And I agree with you. I think Julio Arce's just that experience.
It's hard. The guys that he gets finished by are really high level guys.
Yeah, he got finished by Song Yadong, but he finished Andre Ewell. That's a good win.
It's a good win, you know.
Loses a split decision to Hakeem Dawadi. Knocked out Julian Erosa. Like, it's too much experience.
Julian's a hard guy to finish too.
Very hard guy to finish. Yeah, Rod, this whole card is stacked, man. It's all right. We're both on the same page on Julio Arce on this one. All right, let's go up to, is this another catchweight fight? Yeah, another catchweight.
Well, no, Kay Hansen missed weight.
Oh, wow, by 3 pounds. Wow. Yeah. Barrera Rodriguez, 7-0, making her UFC debut, coming off a Contender Series win against Kay Hansen, 7-5, stands 5'2" with a 63-inch reach. How do you feel about this one now that Kay Hansen misses weight by 3 pounds? 3.5.
I'm on Barrera on this one. I think Kay, I like Kay Hansen. I'm a fan of hers, but she's pretty young, and she's a good grappler, but Barrera is a vicious ground and pound. If you watch her fights, her ground and pound is really good. If Kay settles on the bottom and tries to fight off her back, she could be in trouble. She could pull off a submission off her back, but I'm not super high on it. And, I like Barrera in this spot.
I was on Kay Hansen until I saw that she missed weight by that way, and I do not like that. So I am going Barrera on this one as well, and I'm going to go by decision on this one. Rodriguez by decision for me. No money on that one, though.
No
bets on the first two at all. Next up, we got in the heavyweight division, Alexi Olynyk against Jared Bandera. Olynyk is 59-16-1, stands 6'2" with an 80-inch reach. Bandera, 12-7. He stands 6'4" with an 80-inch reach. How do you see this one playing out? Pretty even.
I don't have a great read on this fight. I think the odds are right on. I see it as a coin flip. My gut just says Bandera. I just think Olynyk might have hit a tipping point where he's just too old at this point. He has not looked very good in his last couple fights, I haven't thought. And Bandera hasn't either, but he's still young, and he needs this win. He's going to have some urgency. If he loses this, he probably gets cut. I think he's in danger. Of another loss or two, and he's going to get cut. So, yeah. My gut is Bandera.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bandera on this one. Bandera on this one as well. I think the loser gets cut. Yeah.
Loser leaves town fight?
Loser leaves town fight. Bandera's 2-fight losing streak. Olynyk's on a 3-fight losing streak. I don't know. They're heavyweights, though. They might keep him around, especially Bandera. He is 2-3 in his last 5, though.
Yeah.
So we'll both agree on that one. All right, when are we going to disagree, Zach? When are we going to disagree?
Maybe on this one.
Mickey Gall versus Mike Mallet. Mickey Gall 7-4, stands 6'2" with a 74-inch reach. Proper Mallet is 7-1-1. He stands 6'1" with a 73-inch reach. How do you see this one going?
I'm interested. What do you got? I have all my picks right here, so there's no.
You know what?
No shenanigans.
I am going to go with Mallet on this one. I'm going to go with the Team Alpha Male kid on there. I actually think he gets it done. I haven't been that impressed with Mickey Gall.
I have Mallet as well. I think that Mickey Gall has made some improvements in Matt Brown's camp, but he's very up and down. And I think he was a guy that got into the UFC a little bit too young. Yeah. I think Mallet gets it done inside the distance on this one.
Inside the distance, huh?
Yeah. I think he gets the finish.
Ooh,
he's good. He's good. He's a good prospect. He's a big 170 or two. You can see how strong he is at the weigh-ins. Like he's a big boy. I think he's going to be able to overpower Mickey a little bit.
Vegas thinks the same thing. Minus 180 plus 150 is a comeback on Gall. I'm going with Mallet. Jared is going to sleep. Moyes thinks Jared Bandera. See, I don't think Olenek. If anything, he takes him down and chokes him out. I don't think he's putting him to sleep. Just my opinion.
Okay.
All right, Zach, we agree again. Let's check this next one. Aspen Ladd, bantamweight division. Aspen Ladd versus Raquel Rocky Pennington. Aspen is 9-2. She stands 5'6" with a 66-inch reach. Rocky Pennington is 13-8. She stands 5'7" with a 67.5-inch reach. So pretty much even on height on the stats. Pennington a little older. How do you like in this one?
I got Rocky. I think Rocky's striking is better. I think her boxing is better. I think her experience. I said this before the last time. I believe you picked against Rocky last time, and the way she beat Macy, Chiazon, Penny Canad, she only listened. Rocky only really loses to champions and champion caliber fighters, and I'm sorry, I just don't think Aspen Ladd is at that level, and I think Rocky wins, and I think she wins via unanimous decision.
This is a very interesting fight because I'm with you on that one. Where Rocky has the experience. Aspen Ladd's. This is, she lost the fight coming back off of her knee surgery. Now we get to see her back in there with Raquel Pennington. If I'm not mistaken, Pennington is a replacement. Ladd was supposed to fight Aldana.
Yeah.
I mean, either way, two super tough fights. I'm going to go Rocky on this one as well. I see this going to a decision. That's my pick, and I'm sticking with it. Next up, in the middleweight division, we got Anthony Hernandez versus Josh Freeman. Hernandez is 8-2, stands 6 foot tall with a 75-inch reach. Fremd is 9-2, stands 6'4" with a 76.5-inch reach. He's a huge middleweight. Fremd making his UFC debut as well. LFA vet.
Yeah, this is actually my first good underdog pick of the night. I like Framed in this one, actually. Anthony Hernandez, I think he's getting a lot of love, especially because he gets a lot of love because of that Rodolfo. Rodolfo Vieira. He got that guillotine choke on, the black belt hunter or whatever.
I remember that.
But Rodolfo, he was just tough in that fight. And Rodolfo, he's just a huge 185er that just cut too much weight and gassed out. He got pieced up really bad against Kevin Holland. He did get Jun Young Park in an Anaconda, but also lost to Marcus Perez, who's been cut from the UFC since. Yeah, and I don't like. He's had a very weird. Career. Does have a nice LFA win over Brendan Allen, which is that's a good win. But he's just kind of up and down, 8-2, but he does have a no contest because he got knocked out by Jordan Wright. It's just it's weird, and I'm just going with my gut on this one. I'm not like all in convinced, but I like Josh Freeman. He's about just as experienced, even though it's his UFC debut. I LFA vet, his only losses to Gregory Rodriguez. We know how tough he is, hard puncher, and then a Robert Gidron back in his third fight. Just a gut thing. I think the value. I just think it's a close fight, and I think Freeman has the tools to win this fight. And I just think the value at what he's like plus 180 or 170. I think this is more of a coin flip fight for me.
I like it. I'm going to echo what you said. And
you suck.
I know, man. I hate agreeing with you.
We were going to differ on that one.
I freaking hate agreeing with you all the time, but I got a feeling we're going to disagree on a few of these next ones. We'll see. All right, next up in the welterweight division, we got Ian the Future Gary against Darian Weeks. Gary is 8-0. He stands 6'3" with a 74-inch reach. Weeks 5'11". He's 5-1. He stands 5'11" with a 72-inch reach. I like this Gary kid, man. I really like this Gary kid.
Oh, Gary murks him.
This is what's the inside the distance on this? Because I think
Gary inside one round.
Gary wins by TKO is plus 120.
Yeah.
Inside the distance is minus 105. I'm all over that.
Vink.
Yeah. I like that. I'm all over that. That would be my first official pick. And be sure to see his post-fight interview because this kid's good on the mic too.
Yeah, he's great.
I like this kid. Yeah. All right. Next up. Boom. My internet's going a little slow. Lightweight division. We got Vink Pichelle against Mark Madsen. From hell, Pichelle is 14-2. He stands 5'10" with a 72-inch reach. The Olympian Madsen is 11-0. He stands 5'8" with a 72-inch reach. Another one of those kind of coin flip fights, man. Both older guys in their late 30s. How do you see this fight playing out?
What's crazy is I like Vic Pichelle in this fight a lot. And I thought I was going to get him at plus money as an underdog, and he is actually a slight favorite.
He is. He's
bummed me out because I really like Vic in this. I think Mark Madsen's too one-dimensional. Somebody like Vic Pichelle is very well-rounded, has very heavy hands, he's very violent. Mark Madsen is a good wrestler. I thought he lost the fight against Clay Guida. I really did. I thought I actually watched it, and then I rewatched it. And both times I thought Clay Guida won 2 of the rounds. And I think Mark Madsen was very, very fortunate to get the split decision win in that fight. I don't view him as an undefeated fighter. And I think Vic Pichelle officially takes away that probably by decision. Madsen's tough. He's a wrestler. He's got that grinder mentality. But I wouldn't be shocked if Vic finished him either. He looked phenomenal in his last fight after a long layoff. And I like Vic Pichelle in this fight a lot.
Same here. Pichelle by decision is plus 175. If you like him by finish, if it's TKO, it's plus 350. If you like him by submission, it's plus 1,000. I don't see him pulling off a submission on Madsen.
Me neither. Not at all.
This is another one though that I might like. I might like the decision on this one too. I'll have to ponder that one. But I do like Pichelle on this one as well. All right, can we disagree yet? I need a good argument today. We're going to disagree on this one. I already know because we already talked about it. In the strawweight division, Mackenzie Dern versus Tisha the Tiny Tornado Torres. Dern is 11-2, stands 5'4" with a 63-inch reach. Torres is 13-5. She stands 5'1" with a 61-inch reach. Talk to me, Zach. Talk to me.
I know you love Mackenzie Dern in this fight. I looked at it. I did some research, and and I have some things for you. I like Tisha Torres in this fight. The Tiny Tornado's 13-5. She's on a 3-fight winning streak.
Yep.
She lost to Marina Rodriguez.
Yep.
Who cares? So did Dern, just barely. Her other losses: Weili Zhang, Joanna, Jessica Andrade, Rose Namajunas. Carlos Esparza, Marco Randos in the Ultimate Fighter. I mean, basically, take away the Ultimate Fighter and her actually pro losses are to Rose, champion, Jessica, former champion, Joanna, former champion, Wei Li, former champion, Marina Rodriguez, who's probably the number one contender. I think that there's a level difference in these two. Here's the other thing. Mackenzie Dern kind of has to finish people to win, right? She beat Vanera Jandirobi, Crazy Eyes, right? By decision. Won a split decision against Ashley Yoder. I was in attendance for that fight. I actually thought she lost that fight. I thought Yoder won that fight. She kind of has to get him out of there and get the finish. I don't think she finishes Tisha, and I think I agree with Mr. Bowler here. I think Tisha wins the positions. I think she wins the positions in the scrambles. I think she's very, very tough to submit. That's the other thing. Tisha doesn't get finished, right? So if Mackenzie Dern wins mostly by getting finishes, and she's fighting somebody that Marina Rodriguez couldn't finish, Weili Zhang couldn't finish, Joanna couldn't finish, Jessica Andrade couldn't finish, Rose Namajunas couldn't finish. But Mackenzie Dern's going to be the first one to finish her? I don't think so, dude. I'm pretty high on Tisha Torres on this one.
All very good, valid points. And I'm not going to disagree with you on those. But where I'm going to disagree with you at is the people that Tisha Torres is losing to are all champions, correct? Right?
Yep.
We agree on that. She's losing to killers. But the people that she's beating, the women that she's beating, like she's on a 3-fight win streak. She's beating Angela Hill, who arguably shouldn't even be in the UFC. She beat Sam Hughes, who really hasn't shown anything since she's been in the UFC. And then she beats Brianna Fortino. So
the Sam Hughes fight was very short notice.
It was very short notice, but once again, I think what we're going to see is this is the fight that's going to either going to propel Dern to that next level, or it's going to keep her where it's at. And I'm going to side with Dern being just a little bit better than Tisha Torres in this fight. I will say I have to agree with you. I do like the experience with Torres. But Dern, she's younger. I think she's going to learn from this last loss, and I think she actually gets this done. I don't know if I agree with it by submission, Mason. But I see Dern eking out a close decision in this one, 29-28.
Disagree.
Hey, this is why we do the podcast, dog. Let's just see this. Let's just look at some odds here. Dern wins inside the distance plus 180. Torres wins by decision is plus 130. Dern wins. Where's Dern wins by decision? Is plus 330. Dern wins. Torres by unanimous decision plus 165. Yeah, I think it's going to be a close fight. I think it'll be a good fight. And a straight just may be right. TT is well-rounded. Dern has not shown mental touch. She's.
Hey, Scott's talking. You should.
He's talking. I do. I listen. I like what he's saying. I think that they're. Yeah, I'm going to go with my gut. I'm going with Dern. I'm riding it.
Okay, take that out.
I'm riding it.
Take that out.
We'll see on Monday. I should be listening to you because you've been kicking my butt since the beginning of the year with my picks. Let's see if we can rewrite the ship. How do you see it? Decision or finish?
Decision.
Okay.
I think she controls the pace of the fight. I think she wins the scrambles and wins the positions a lot. I think she's a crafty enough veteran to not get caught in a submission. And so, I just think Tisha's just. I think she's a problem, dude. She's better than her record. Let's put it that way. It's because
she's good. She's legit.
She's always fighting top tier people.
Yeah. Okay, let's get to this next welterweight fight with Gilbert Burns and Khamzat Chimaev. I just saw a stat on Twitter that this fight is getting 7 to 8 times more publicity on social media than the co-main and main event.
Oh, this is the main event.
This
Make
is
no
the main
mistake
event.
about it. Make no mistake.
Everybody is all over this fight.
Chimaev is the main event.
Did you listen to their news conference?
Yeah,
Oh, it's hilarious. When Burns is making fun of him. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, and then did you hear Burns asking for a translator when Chimaev was talking? Translator.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
So does Chimaev just walk through Burns? Like, there's already talks of Chimaev fighting Colby Covington after this fight on social media.
Dude.
Are we looking past Burns?
You know what's weird? On TikTok?
Yeah.
Everybody's going, don't sleep on Burns. Don't sleep on Burns. Almost to the point where it's like, I feel like more people are talking about how Burns is a live dog than Chimaev's going to smash him.
Really?
That's just the vibe I'm getting off of it.
How do you see it playing out?
Remember when everybody was kind of talking themselves into Jorge had a chance against Usman, and I even had you, dude. No, the day of the podcast, stop it. You stop it right now. I will screenshot our text messages. You were going, man, I'm kind of double thinking Masvidal. When everybody starts talking about it, they want it to be true so bad that they try and convince themselves and talk themselves into it. And yeah, there you go. Everybody, Burns is so likable, and everybody would love for Burns to have that moment of he's the one that derails the Chimaev hype train. I said it on my TikTok. I said it on Facebook last week, and I do not say this lightly. I honestly believe that we've never seen anything like Chimaev. I do not believe we've ever seen an animal like this guy in MMA and in the UFC. He's crazy. He's a crazy person. And he has all the skills to back it up. I mean, he just no. People, I keep seeing people go, you need to put some money on Burns to, because the value is so great. You're just lighting it on fire. Sorry. And I like Burns and I'm cheering for him. I really am. But this isn't jiu-jitsu, dog.
The thing is his last win was like 4 or 5 years ago by submission. I'll have to pull it up and look it up. But it's not like Burns is just submitting people left and right in the UFC. He doesn't. Let me tell you a little story about a guy named Khabib. If you look at Chimaev's, if you look at Chimaev's record,
what Chimaev is doing to people is different than what Khabib was doing.
Not necessarily. Khabib was smashing people too, bro.
Sir,
who wasn't Khabib smashing when he got him to the ground?
How long did it take Khabib? How long did it take Khabib to get into the contender talk?
How long did it take Khabib to beat Dustin Poirier and Justin Gaethje? Not very long, dog.
No,
and those are
that's not even a comparable. That's not even a comparable argument.
I'm not disagreeing.
How long did it take him? How long would it take Chimaev to beat those guys?
We don't know yet. How much value are you putting on? Because I'm not picking against Chimaev. How much value are you putting on that win against if he beats Burns? How much value does that?
Tons, because Burns is literally the only person that we've seen Usman in trouble with. Well, that's not true. Colby gave him fits, but dude, Khabib wasn't as well-rounded as Chimaev is. 4 fights into the UFC career.
No, I'll agree with you there. He definitely didn't have the striking, and Chimaev's, he's 10-0 with 10 finishes in his. And all within the first 2 rounds.
Dude, his strike ratio was 112-1. He's been hit 1 time for every 112 punches he's landed.
His 1, 2, 3, 4 fights in the UFC have all been, you added up the time, you're less than 2.5 rounds, less than 1.5 rounds.
Tell me when Khabib was picking up other ranked opponents, holding him in the air, screaming at Dana, and then putting him on the mat and choking him unconscious. Like, dude, he's different. Khabib's great. Khabib is all-time great. He's the best heavyweight or lightweight of all time. No and ifs or buts. I'm not trying to take anything away from Khabib, but Chimaev's rise is greater. He has the potential to surpass Conor as the greatest rise in UFC history.
Oh, if he beats Burns, I mean,
if he smashes Burns,
and Dana White's already said,
dude,
he said if the stars align, right, he has a card picked out. He didn't say the date for ABC on ABC, and that's where he's going to want Chimaev and Covington. That's huge. That's a huge fight on ABC.
Well, so here's what's really interesting.
Do you want that fight on ABC though? Do you want that smack talk on ABC?
So here's Colby needs to be real careful about what he keeps saying about Chimaev, because Chimaev might just slit his throat at weigh-ins and just call it good. Chimaev's crazy.
Is Chimaev the he's from Russia, but he's Sweden, right? He fights out of Sweden.
Yeah, but he's still Dagestani.
So is he the Russian version of Colby Covington, with all the smash talk? Or no, not Colby Covington, of Sean Strickland? Is he a Russian Sean Strickland?
Yes.
Is Chimaev a Russian Sean Strickland?
Yep. So here's the other thing. This actually is a Usman's the best pound for pound fighter on the planet, correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who's given him his hardest fights?
Covington. I wouldn't even say Burns had, because he really didn't have him in trouble.
But he rocked him.
He rocked him. Right? He didn't even drop. He just kind of stumbled back and bounced.
Colby never even dropped Usman. Burns had a moment where it's like, oh, he might be really hurt here. And he was hurt. I think he was hurt.
Oh, he was hurt. Yeah.
But that's where we talk about his mental toughness. But Colby's probably the one guy that probably matches Usman's mental toughness in that division, besides Chimaev, right? That we've seen.
Yep.
I mean, for Covington to lose rounds 1 and 2 in the second fight the way that he did and come back and win 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Whew. Like Covington has taken rounds from Usman. So here's what's so dangerous. If Chimaev and Covington have a close fight, and Chimaev wins, then the Chimaev Usman fight is just bonkers, right?
It's crazy.
What happens if Chimaev smashes Covington?
That's a huge fight.
Where Colby gave Usman a hard fight. And what if Chimaev walks through Covington? Does Usman just go box Canelo and call it good?
Man, I picked Oliver because everyone overlooked him against Dustin. I didn't, Fiji. I don't know. I think Chimaev blows through.
Hey, you ready for this? Hey, this is a good one. Mackenzie Dern was only 3 for 28 in her takedown attempt. Shout out to Sam Weston. Dern is only 3 for 28 in her takedown attempts in her last fight. And she's going to take down Tisha Torres to submit her. Good luck.
You got to realize she's still young. She's getting better. I just think, going back to that, I just think that Torres is beating mid-level fighters. I think Mackenzie Dern has the potential to be up there potentially be up there. And this fight will basically determine that. For me, it will. Because if she beats Torres, it's like, okay, now she's back in the conversation. If not, then she's not. So it's kind of one of those things where I'm really just kind of going with my gut. And yeah. See, Fiji doesn't think Chimaev runs through Burns, but
so here's the interesting bet. I saw somebody said that they think that the best value on this fight is over a round and a half.
In which fight? For Chimaev?
Yeah.
Okay, let me tell you what.
That's fascinating to me, considering how fast Chimaev's beaten everybody.
Here's another thing that there's not even a line on that fight. No, stop it.
What?
Best Fight Odds doesn't have a line for They don't have a line for the Chimaev Burns fight. What the hell?
What the? Oh my gosh, that's funny. You crack me up.
Over 1.5. Okay, here's what I was going to say. Here's what worries me about Burns. And I think he's going to get finished because you saw in the Usman fight.
Over 1.5 is minus 130, by the way.
How, if Chimaev is really as strong as he is and he's long, and if he implements some of that same game plan Usman did with that jab, Burns ain't lasting that long. Fightodds.io. What kind of weird website is that, Scott?
Scott's got the dark web.
He does got the dark web one.
Fight odds.
Oh, there it is up there. That's
Talk
weird.
about this for a sec.
Okay. Track lines, breakdown. Ooh, I've never seen this one. This one's like best fight odds. Yeah, I don't know if I like that over 1.5 or not. It'd be really interesting to see how well Burns can take those powers. Is if Chimaev is really as strong as he is. Fight goes the distance is plus 250. I got it pulled up, Scott. This is awesome. Chimaev inside the distance is minus 220. So let's see. How do I get down here? All right, guys, I'm just messing around with this website to see if I can. I'm looking at the prop bets for Chimaev. So let's go back to this. So over 1.5 is minus 125, 135, depending on where you're at. Five dimes, Bets USA, Bet Online. Chimaev inside the distance is minus 220, Zach.
Yeah.
I got it, Scott. Yeah. I think Chimaev gets it done inside the distance. That's my pick. Would you put Chimaev on a parlay with somebody? Nice autocorrect, Fiji. We know that's not what you meant, but Fiji. I got it.
Oh gosh.
And Burns is you could argue that he's an undersized welterweight, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
He's not one of the bigger welterweights.
Former lightweight.
All right, Chimaev.
Right, no what? No what?
I don't know. I don't know what he was commenting to.
Oh no. What did I do? I'm sure it's towards me.
You're always screwing stuff up, Zach. What's up with that?
I don't know.
All right, co-main event. This is my main event for me. Aljamain Sterling and Peter Yohn. Sterling is 20-3, stands 5'7" with a 71-inch reach. Yohn 16-2, stands 5'7" with a 67-inch reach. What did you think of Sterling crying on the scale?
I didn't hate it. I thought it was cool.
No parlay. Yeah, no parlay. I agree. Too many things can go wrong. You thought he cried? Like, somebody put on there they think he had a rough weight cut. Dude, he looks way too good. I don't think so at all.
It wasn't a rough weight cut. It was he was grateful to be back fighting because he really thought that his fight career could be over.
Yep. I agree. I didn't think it had anything to do with like a tough weight cut. And he was happy about making weight. Dude, he all week leading up to the fight, in the weeks leading up to the fight, he's looked in phenomenal shape.
Follow him on TikTok. He pretty much documented his whole weight cut the last few weeks.
Big Art, Scott, Aljo. I don't know, man.
Well, he's been down there training at Extreme Couture with him.
Oh, that's right. You know what? Art, I love you. And I actually was this close to picking Aljo, and Zach and I talked about it, and I went and rewatched the first fight. I do not think Aljo is going to be able to close that gap. Yohn was just levels above him in that first fight, in my opinion.
Jason, so we talked about it. Jason's like, man, hey, Fiji.
You better stop betting. Your wife's going to be watching this. You're going to be cut off, dog.
Fiji, I got you, dog. I got you.
You better stop it. His wife's going to be she's going to be knocking on your door, dude.
Information purpose, entertainment purposes only. This show. Okay, yeah, you said maybe I got Aljo, and I was like, dude, go rewatch that fight. So, because this is what happens. So, as people know, like if you like to pick on sports and bet on sports, entertainment purposes only, of course, because you wouldn't do that in the state of Utah. I picked Aljo the first fight.
Yep.
And I was a big believer. And I've never been so lucky to win a pick or a bet in my life when Aljo won that fight off that DQ. You could see by the end of the second round the way that it was going, and it's like, it's over, dog. So Yohn does the same thing that a lot of greats do. And this is what greats do, I feel like. And it's a characteristic trait of what greats do. They take the first round. They don't throw it away, but they're also not forcing a finish or trying to get the person out of there in the first round. They're downloading information. Right?
Can I just highlight something about, we have a fighter in Utah that's that way, Bobby King, who's fighting April 23rd in Hawaii. Similar style. Downloads information in that first round.
Downloads the information. Anderson Silva was famous for it. The Petr Yan does that. I really thought Sandhagen had a chance against Yohn, and he gave him.
Yeah.
That was a great fight.
It was a great fight.
And Sandhagen is a monster. But you can see once he downloads everything, things change. And then he slowly starts ramping up the pace of the fight. And what he does that I don't believe any other 135er right now could deal with, besides maybe TJ Dillashaw, is that fourth, fifth round, he kicks it into a gear that nobody else has.
Yeah.
And so even if, Sterling was breaking. When he landed that knee, we were very close to a finish, I believe. Sterling was gassed. Now, I believe Sterling can correct the cardio and the output.
Yeah.
Right. But I still don't believe that that Aljo can make it closer, but I don't like the odds. I think that the odds are too far off.
I do too.
But I don't see a path to victory for Sterling other than catching him in a submission, and nobody's ever caught Yohn in a submission.
I'll comment on this because you saw that in the first round of their first fight. You saw Aljo pushing that pace, but like you said, Yohn wasn't out of it at all. In fact, he dropped Sterling towards the end of that first round because he had gotten enough of that information already, and towards the end of the round, he dropped him.
And you know what nobody talks about?
I knew who it was. I knew who you were.
By the way, you know what nobody talks about?
Yeah.
Yohn's boxing is
he does he have the best boxing hands in the UFC? Who's better than him right now?
Top three.
I mean, who would you put above him?
I don't know who I put above him. Adrian Yanez is up there. We've seen it.
Jan's looked phenomenal.
I might get some crap for this, but Sean Strickland's is actually pretty dang good.
Sean Strickland is very good.
His defense of boxing is very good. He rarely gets hit. Yohn inside the difference. Max, Yohn inside the distance is plus 450 to 500. Shout out Dave Weston, who's Dave's good at picks. He's the one that introduced me to Garrett.
Oh, dude, they're always on in there. They're picked. They're good. He's really good. Dave's good. He likes Yohn inside the distance.
He just said Yohn inside the distance is plus 450, 500. That's probably the value. That's probably the best value on this.
It's either that
Yohn can get him out of there,
or you can get plus money on the decision too. Right now is plus 110, plus 120 for Yohn. Sterling is tough, man. I mean, hard to say if he would have finished him. Come on, Max even said it, bro. Sean is a killer boxer. Love watching him every day. Yo, yeah. You see him every day down there.
So yeah.
Sean is a freaking stud.
So Max, I have a hard time saying Max is the best boxer or right there. Because if you say Max, you have to say Dustin Poirier, because Dustin Poirier outboxed him for 5 rounds.
To me, Yohn is my number one. I love the way he moves, head movement. He's phenomenal. I I'm with you though. I think the odds are way out of whack. I think we might see a competitive fight for 1.5 rounds, maybe.
Rounds. I think
Mason said 49-46. I like that. 49-46.
It's about right.
I don't hate it.
You know what the value might be? The value might be betting the over 4.5 rounds and then hedging with Yohn inside the distance.
Ooh, I like that.
That might be the way to build the most value out of that fight.
They're not giving, if you're looking at the odds, they're not giving Aljo any shot to winning this fight. Like it's almost like like Sterling wins by KO TKO is plus 1,600, by submission plus 1,000, inside the distance plus 650, decision plus 800. Like, I don't know. I rewatched the first fight and I was convinced Yohn he's just a better fighter. I don't think he's going to be able to close that gap.
I agree.
Best boxers in MMA, Jason Thacker or Fred Edish?
You stop it, Bowler.
Stop it, Scott.
Jason Thacker.
All right, let's get to the main event. Featherweight championship, Alexander the Great Volkanovski against Chen Zhang, the Korean zombie Jung. Volkanovski is 23-1, stands 5'6" with a 71.5-inch reach. Jung is 17-6. He stands 5'7" with a 72-inch reach. I mean, are we just in agreement that Volk is just on another level?
I said it on TikTok yesterday.
Yeah.
I said it on. Ooh, Bobby Green's good.
Bobby Green's a very good one.
I said it on TikTok yesterday. You know what talk hasn't happened enough yet, and I think it's time to happen. Volk's the greatest featherweight of all time.
You know, he talked about that on there. I think he still gives a slight edge to Aldo for what he's done as far as defending. But he says he's nipping. Because what's he have? 3? Does he have 3 title defenses right now?
But see, this is how okay. He beat Aldo.
Mm-hmm.
Beat him.
Twice, right? Or just once?
Just once. But then he's beat Max, who beat Aldo twice. And even if you take the stance like I do, that Max won that second fight, I believe Max won that second fight. I've watched it 5-6 times. Dude, Volk's, you know what put it over the top with me? It's kind of the same with Usman. I wasn't a huge Volk believer.
Yeah.
But once you see the mental toughness and he shows that, I'm like, dude, mounted guillotine, and it was tight. With Ortega, and for him to keep calm against a world-class person like Ortega like that, I think we're watching greatness. And I've said this before. I didn't appreciate Khabib enough when he was here, and I realized it when he was gone.
Yep.
And I refuse to make that mistake again. Yohn is getting close to where I'm like, we might be watching an all-time great at the bantamweight division, because I mean that bantamweight division's scary, and he just keeps knocking him off. He does it enough times. We're gonna have to start recognizing him as one of the greatest bantamweights of all time. I think Volk's there. You look at who he's beat, the way he beat Chad Mendes, the way he beat Aldo, the way he beat Max, like the way he beat Ortega. I mean, he didn't just beat Ortega; he beat him to a pulp, dude.
He put it on Ortega, like
after Ortega beat Korean Zombie to a pulp.
So I was seeing a lot of people saying, "Oh, Ortega, that was a close fight." There was nothing close about that, other than that 30-second to a minute when he had those 2 submissions on. There was no other point in that fight where Ortega was
in control for pretty much 4.5 rounds.
4, yep, easily. And so let me tell you this. So his last loss, Volkanovski's last loss, was 2013. And did you see it? Did you see the video that I sent you? He got knocked out.
Yep.
The guy it was at 100. It was at welterweight.
Yep.
The guy was huge.
Yep. Well, he hasn't lost since. He used to be a 214-pound rugby player, dude.
A much improved Ortega, just like Zack just said. He mopped up Korean Zombie before that. Yeah. I think Volk gets it done. Do you see him finishing him?
So
do you see him using more wrestling in this fight
oh my
versus the
gosh,
stand-up?
Jeff Prado, timeout. Jeff Prado just said Cejudo versus Volk after this fight. No. Cejudo, no. Get in the testing pool. No. I don't want to hear Cejudo's name, Jeff, so you stop it. Here's the thing with Volk. He said he'll be disappointed if he didn't get the finish. But we all know how tough Korean Zombie is to finish.
It's tough. Yeah. They don't call him the Korean Zombie for nothing.
Volk has won unanimous decision, split decision, unanimous. Hasn't had a win, hasn't had a finish since Chad Mendes in 2018. Had a unanimous over Darren Elkins. Another finish back early 2018 against Jeremy Kennedy. Shane Young was unanimous. Hirota was unanimous. He's only had 3 finishes in the UFC. I don't know what it is. I know he hits hard. I don't see him finishing Zombie. I really don't.
Think it goes all 5?
I do. But I think he cruises for 5.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty easy win. I agree. I don't know if it'll be a finish. And yeah, let's sit back and potentially watch greatness in this fight. Minus 770. Wow, that is just
what is
crazy. That Volkanovski's minus 7-1 favorite.
Yeah, see, and I would never lay that. That's crazy.
So okay,
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Out of the last 3 fights that have humongous favorites,
yes,
who has the best chance of an upset?
Oh man,
because I think my answer is going to surprise you.
I'm going to say Burns because I think Yohn and the only reason I'm saying this is because you're making me make a pick, and I'm going to go off of the information that I have right now, and with the fights that we've had right now, with the competition that these guys have fought already, Yohn and Volkanovski, potential upset would be Burns for me right now. Let's make some money. It's a nice little parlay piece there. I don't hate it. Who's yours?
Aljo.
Who do you think? You think Aljo?
I think his submission game is actually the closest thing that the other 3 have besides like a lucky punch, like a wild lucky shot that just clips somebody. He actually has a skill set where you say he probably has a submission and jiu-jitsu advantage over Yohn.
But Yohn hasn't showed any weakness on getting even taken down or staying down.
No, he hasn't. He's never shown it, and
Scott
whatever.
Thinks he has the X factor too.
The X
Scott,
factor.
hey, why are you agreeing with Zack, Scott? I don't think it is. I got to disagree. Yohn hasn't showed any.
No, but I'm just saying we've seen Aljo show elite. Like when he got Sandhagen's neck,
that was legit.
Nobody's ever done that to Sandhagen.
That's legit.
Before or since, right? So like he's shown that he has that like that. It's almost like a guy that has crazy power. So he, like we always talk about Connor, right? If he's just got that left hand, well, if you watch out for the left hand, it's okay. But if that left hand clips you, you're in trouble. Like even Dustin Poirier, before he broke his leg, said he buzzed me a few times with that left hand. Like he hits hard. Dustin will say
okay, you're the fighter out of the two of you. I don't fight. Everybody knows watching that I'm not the fighter. How much of Aljo knows how that first fight was going? I listened to Brendan Schaub talk about it earlier. Aljo knows how that first fight was going. How much of in the back of his head is this false confidence from him, or does he really believe that?
No,
I have what it takes. Like you really think as a fighter, if you get beat like that, what areas do you think Aljo is like? I think I think I can improve and beat him in this area. Where do you think Aljo's seeing?
I can answer that.
Submission? Okay.
If I'm Aljo, I'll always go. One of the best MMA mentors I've had in my life is Lucas Montoya. And anytime you lose, fighters always have to come with a reason with that in their head. That's what gives us the courage to get back in the cage.
Yeah.
If you can't come to a conclusion of why you lost and where you could grow to get better, you're probably never going to have the courage to get back in the cage again. And so I believe Aljo's confidence. Now, if I'm Aljo, I don't believe this, but if I'm Aljo, I can rewatch that fight and say, you can make an argument that he won that first round because of his output and how aggressive he was and stuff. Besides getting dropped at the end, you can
make an argument. You can make that
argument. In your head, I won that round.
Yeah, you could definitely.
I pushed the pace. I did and then you go, well, so where did I lose it? When I started getting tired. Okay, well now if I just ramp up my cardio where I know I can go 5 hard rounds without getting tired and push that pace, I have a shot to win. I could beat this guy. I think that's where Aljo's convinced himself, and I think that he, in his head, that's got to be where he's at. And I feel like you can feel it when people are being fake and they don't believe it. Remember when James Vick was telling Justin Gaethje that he was a bum?
Oh yeah, he did.
But you couldn't. He was just kind of saying it. I don't even think he believed it.
Yeah.
You can feel it when somebody doesn't believe what they're saying. I believe Aljo. I think he believes he's going to go in there and win. Now doing it's a different story, but I think he believes it, which is important.
Yeah. I know. Interesting. Very interesting. I'm excited for the card, man. Unfortunately, I might have to watch it on my phone on the drive back, but
so lame.
Hey, maybe you know what I should do? I should just go live because I'm going to have Joel and Bobby in the car with me and we should just have a fight companion with the three of us while we're driving back. Think we could get some views?
No, because we're all going to be watching the fight.
Yeah, but
I go back and watch it later maybe, but I'm not going to watch it while the fights are happening.
That's true. That's true.
And you're driving from Colorado to Utah. You're going to lose cell service and stuff throughout it. It's going to be a nightmare.
Oh, it'd be a nightmare. Yeah. Beautiful drive, by the way. Never driven here before.
Who
Beautiful
cares?
Drive. Yeah. Dude, I'm stoked, man. It's going to be a good card.
Yeah.
I won't watch the fight. Scott, how are you not watching the fight, Scott? We'll tell you all about it on Monday. How about that?
Come on over.
Come
to the crib, Scott. Open invitation.
What do we got? Hey, April 30th, Maverick Center, Fierce Fighting Championships. Go get your tickets today. You don't want to miss this card. You don't want to miss the card. Mitch Ramirez, Eric Iman, retirement fight. Joe Haro, Jerome Hatch, Steve Seiler. Stacked card, dog.
It's crazy.
Tune in April 30th. Bobby King fights in Hawaii. Bobby King making some waves in Bellator, 2-0 in Bellator. And you know they brought him in 2-1. Yeah, 2-1. 2-1.
The Russian.
That's right. The
Russian that just hugged his legs for 3 rounds.
But the last kid, you know, that kid had some hype on him. Yeah. I thanked him today for that.
Did you tell him? I'm like, hey, you made us a little cheddar on that, dog.
Thanks, dog. Appreciate it.
Go buy him a drink on the way back.
Yeah, I'll buy him some water. So the little snack thing downstairs at our hotel I just found out has ice cream in there.
Oh gosh.
And I told Joel this is going to be a lesson in discipline for him because I'm going to eat some ice cream and he has to watch it.
You're a great.
I'm not doing anything that wasn't done to me when I was competing.
Great
Zack.
nutritionist coach.
Hey, I got to teach the kid a little discipline. That's all. Just no, I'm just kidding. I won't do that to him. All right. Is that it? Hey, shout out to Contender Clothing. I was wearing my my Cobra Kai shirt and my Contender suit. I had everybody telling me at the Bang Muay Thai gym, commenting on the shirt, wanting to know where to buy it. Shout out to Contender Clothing, man. Awesome clothing.
Dude, snip and send that to Roman.
He has never lost a fight with me ringside. Bobby King and Deanna Bennett. Interesting fun fact.
Really?
Wow. So Scott's going to Hawaii on the 23rd.
Yeah. I don't think he is. I think there's FitCon fights.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Dude, you know what? I got to check. Are you going to go to the fights at FitCon, the kickboxing?
Maybe.
So there's two people from my gym that are fighting on that card.
Well, then you
but
should go and support your teammates.
Well, here's the problem. I have a client doing the bodybuilding show. So I need to find out what time she's going to be competing. And hey, trust me, I am. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do it to the kid. I won't do it to him. I want to though, but I won't. I'll grind with him. Hey, I was going to run with him today, but I can't. I can barely walk. I'm in a knee brace, man. Getting old. Is that it for today? We done? Are you good? Oh, DraftKings. Give us our DraftKings. Are you going to give us DraftKings, or are they going to go to your? They got to go to your page. Tell them where to find your page.
Yeah. Oh, you can now go to damageplanmma.com. Official picks. Those are my picks, not Jason's wrong ones. My correct ones.
Don't listen to Jason. If Mackenzie Dern wins, you can start listening to me. If she doesn't win, do not listen to me.
Stop it.
Okay,
you ready for an interesting fact?
Yes, we did the Aspen Lad picks. We both like Rocky on that one, Scott.
Rocky.
Sorry. Hey, listen, real quick. Missed opportunity last week. So we have a connection with somebody at Team Alpha Male that was talking to Uriah Faber, and they called me while they were there for me to talk to Uriah. He said he would come on our podcast, and I missed the call.
Well, Scott Bowler probably has Uriah Faber's phone number and just can call him and text him right now.
I'll tell you who knows him down there because I know you won't say anything, and you probably could find out anyways. But let's just say I have a connection there, and he said he would come on. So shoot him a text and tell him to give us 5 minutes. That's it.
You ready? You ready for my interesting fact about Bobby King? Sneaky.
What?
I can get you all those clowns.
What's your sneaky?
11-4 Bobby King.
Okay.
5 of those wins are by submission.
Really? Didn't Bobby just get his brown belt?
Yeah.
That's awesome. All those clowns.
All right, dog.
He said, you tell me who. Uriah, man. He told my source to any time that he would call in. Just saying. We'll see you guys on Monday. Appreciate everybody tuning in. FierceFightingChampionship.com. Go get your tickets. We out. We are out.